problem we have is that we still have this in customer. We've got a problem in terms of the whole database, in terms of that there might be some items on a particular order that have to go to a different address. So somewhere in here we need to be able to link the item to a particular address. So that means we need to have an entity for the addresses for the customer. Okay, so then we can give it an ID and then we can link it in. So let's just make that table first, that entity. So let's call this address, and instead of company I want to have address like we have with the others. We'll have an address code, and we want to link that to company, and we want to put into there the postcode and the address. Okay, so here we've got this, which has just got the company, the postcode and the address. Let's just move those fields around. So here, pop it there. Okay, so we've got an address code, we've got the address, we've got the company, and we've got the postcode. So into here I'm going to add another attribute, and I'm going to call that address code. Okay, and that's not a primary key. Oops. And that's not a primary key, so that can stay there. And then I'm going to join that. Let's make the join properly to that. Okay, so that every item now has an address that it has to go to. Okay, and obviously I need to link this company. Let's link it from this side there to the address codes there, but to the company there. Okay, so that then that's linked to that. So in here I can take some things out, but I've added a contact number in there as well because I need to know who it is. So I could replace some of these fields with, maybe it'd be worth having a contact name. Okay, and then we'll get rid of postcode. Okay, and then we've got that. So now we've got the company can have lots of addresses, and each address can have an address code, but it's linked to the company. Now the only other thing probably we ought to add is we need to know which one is the default address. Okay, so the primary address or the default address, I'm going to call it default. So we don't have to keep asking them. So if there's only one, then we'll make that, and that'll be a Boolean field there. Okay, so third normal form now. We've got attributes that are only dependent upon the primary, so the address code, the address, everything now is reliant upon that address code. Here, company is just the contact name, the contact number, but all the addresses are in here, okay, related to company, and so on. So that's a very nice and neat database now. Now the other thing to say is I've been doing this in Lucid Charts, and the reason behind that is so that I can just quickly, if you notice on here, if I click on the table, I can say export SQL, and it will generate SQL for me, or a template for it, and I can sort the data types out, but it makes it for me. So it's one step closer to implementation by using this tool. Okay, so that's one of the reasons that we use it. So now the next step would be, that's your normalization process done. So we've gone from something which was unordered and not sorted to something which is very ordered and very sorted and organized.